In the movie Pretty Woman, Edward, a ruthless businessman, hired Vivian, an unrefined prostitute, to soothe his loneliness during a stressful time in his life. He's wealthy, good-looking, and from a distance has the social graces that would lend him to be comfortable and accepted in any social situation. Yet, he is actually cold, calculating, and lacks empathy. Vivian, on the other hand, is put in social situations that prevent her from fitting in. Even with infinite resources, she cannot buy a cocktail dress because she does not understand the social norms of shopping in a high-end store. As a result, she is shunned by the proprietor of the business and asked to leave, and both parties lost the opportunity to benefit of a relationship. Feeling dejected, she asked the hotel manager to help, who sends her to another store, but not before explaining her social deficits. There she is accepted and able to buy a new dress. Later, Vivian is struck with fear as she realizes she does not know how to eat at a fancy restaurant. The hotel manager comes to her rescue and meets her where she is and teaches her what is expected while simultaneously accepting her for the unique person that she is. As life goes in the movies, there's a happy ending, where Edward accepts Vivian and her deficits while accepting that he has social deficits as well. Vivian leads Edward to a paradigm shift because of the grace he has shown. Those with disabilities need that kind of grace. People with disabilities struggle with social deficits. The deficits result in keeping these unique individuals from having friendships. There is funding through Medicaid and other programs to fill this gap. These paid relators take the place of friends so that their lives are filled with almost friends. The able-bodied population tends to address this issue backwards. We are all about teaching social norms with the expectation that persons with disabilities will change. Being human, these folks do what is easiest, what they already know. To them, they are normal and don't need to change. So how can we relate? We take a lesson from Edward and Vivian and allow each other to be who they are. We adjust our normal. My name is John Rowland, and I have 33 years of living and working with individuals with disabilities. I have 3 children with disabilities. One passed away from secondary issues of spina bifida. I have a son with autism and another daughter with spina bifida. I set my career aside so I could be my daughter's aide when she needed it in the year 2000, and continue to work with students with disabilities after she aged out of high school. I have worked with some of the best teachers in 2 states and have been certified by the Johnny and Friends International Ministries and leading churches to have meaningful disability ministries. I also have a BA in church music and a master's in church music. I am committed to get past the me-centered society and reach out and help typical people become true friends with people who are not able to adhere to the social norms we so closely live by. We are leaving a large portion of individuals out of our peer groups. Jeff McNair, a renowned pioneer and advocate for people with disabilities, says that if traditions of those without disabilities leads to the exclusion of those with disabilities, then one must wonder, who has the social deficits? Who should change? Like the proprietor of the high-end store with Vivian when she went to get a dress and kicked her out. Which one should have changed to have gained the most? In his article, Almost Friends, McNair found the most of the friendships those with disabilities experienced were with those who were paid to be with them. I can say from personal experience that this is true. My son has autism and is able to live by himself with the help of paid staff. He gets frustrated and hurt that the people he is involved with are not interested in being friends and just hanging out. My daughter, who is in a wheelchair, has a best friends club. The members are mostly current and past people who have worked with her. When they move on, it is very difficult and hurtful and confusing to her when they don't want to continue the relationship. I love changing people's lives through music. that I gave up 21 years ago. I love being with those with disabilities so much more. Being a parent of disabilities has made me an advocate for all of them. I've had a lot of special training through school, but the one thing that matters most is putting my expectations of how they should be aside and just be with them. The training is nice, but all they really want is a friend. People with disabilities try harder than they need to be accepted. That ends up making them do things that are usually embarrassing and does nothing but lead to further exclusion. I close by saying again, if the traditions of those without disabilities leads to the exclusion of those with disabilities, then who has the social deficits? Can we as society get beyond those with disabilities just having almost friends? So here's my challenge to you, to take that person with a disability that you're thinking of right now out for coffee, a Coke, dinner, whatever you're able to fit into your schedule, and as often as you can, and have a forever paradigm shift. You'll gain a very loyal friend too. Thank you and God bless. My name is John Rowland, and I am an advocate.